As the night deepened, the silence in the room was broken only by the soft sound of Scheherazada's voice. King Shahryar sat, his mind heavy with the stories she had shared so far, each one stirring something deep within him. The tales had begun to change him, opening his heart to possibilities he had once closed off. Scheherazade smiled softly and began another story, a tale of enchantment and transformation.
O king, not all transformations are born of love, nor are all curses born from evil intent. Some transformations are the result of a lesson that the world itself must teach. Let me now tell you the tale of the Enchanted Prince, a story of a young man whose heart was tested by both magic and wisdom. In the land of Noba, there was once a prince named Foret. He was the youngest of 3 sons, and though he was born into royalty, his heart was far from noble. Prince Foret was known throughout the kingdom for his arrogance and his vanity. He was beautiful to behold, with dark, glistening eyes and a strong, handsome frame, but his beauty was overshadowed by his pride. He believed that his appearance alone made him deserving of respect and admiration. He was cruel to those beneath him, treating servants and peasants with disdain, for he believed that they were beneath his station. "Why should I concern myself with the thoughts of those who have nothing?" he would often say. "I am a prince, and that is all that matters." One day, while riding through the forest near his palace, Prince Foret came upon a beautiful woman sitting beneath a tree. She was dressed in simple clothes, and her dark hair fell in waves around her shoulders. Despite her plain attire, there was something about her that caught the prince's attention, a grace in her movements, a quiet power in her presence. The prince, as always, thought himself above any woman who was not of noble birth. He rode up to her and spoke arrogantly, "Who are you, woman, to sit so calmly in the presence of royalty? Are you not aware of my station?" The woman looked up at him with calm eyes, and though she was not moved by his pride, she spoke softly. "I am no one of importance, my lord. But it seems that your heart is troubled, for you seek to make others aware of your status. But what is status if it is not earned through kindness and humility?" Prince Foret scoffed at her words. "You speak foolishly, woman. Kindness and humility are for the weak. Power and beauty are the true measures of greatness, and I possess both." The woman's eyes grew sad, and she stood, her gaze never leaving the prince's. "If you truly believe that, then you have much to learn. But I will not speak further. The world will teach you what I cannot." With those words, she disappeared into the forest, and the prince, in his anger, rode off, thinking little of the strange woman he had encountered. But that night, as he lay in his bed, something strange occurred. A dark shadow filled the room, and the air grew thick. The prince struggled to move, but his limbs seemed frozen. Suddenly, a voice echoed in his mind, a voice like the woman's, but more powerful and resonant. "You have been cursed, Prince Foret," the voice said. "Your vanity and arrogance have led you to this fate. You will remain as you are, frozen in the image of beauty that you so value, but you will not know love, for you are not worthy of it. You will remain as a statue, locked in your form, until you learn the true meaning of beauty and humility. And just as quickly as it had come, the darkness lifted, and the prince found himself unable to move. His once handsome face became still, his body hardened into a stone-like form. His eyes, still full of defiance, were the only things that remained unchanged, though they were filled with regret. As the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, Prince Foret remained in his stone form, unable to speak, unable to move. He could hear the whispers of the world around him, the sounds of his kingdom going on without him. His family mourned his loss, but they could not understand the curse that had befallen him. Only the old woman knew the truth of his punishment. Over time, the prince began to change. He heard the voices of the villagers, their words filled with compassion and sorrow for him. He began to understand that beauty, though a gift, was fleeting and fragile, while kindness and humility were qualities that lasted. Slowly, his heart began to soften, and his mind began to open. But the curse was not lifted, for the woman's words rang true. He had not yet learned the lesson he needed to. Years passed, and the once proud prince remained in his stone form, a monument to vanity and pride. One day, a young woman from a nearby village came to the palace, drawn by the stories of the cursed prince. Her name was Karma, and she was known for her kindness and wisdom. She had heard of Foret's curse, and though she knew little of magic, she felt drawn to him. She sat before the stone statue and spoke softly. "I do not know if you can hear me, Prince, but I believe that the greatest beauty is not found in appearance, but in the heart. The way we treat others, the way we love, this is what makes us truly beautiful. I believe that you have suffered because you forgot this." To her surprise, the statue's eyes seemed to glimmer with life. Karma, though filled with wonder, continued, "I do not know if I can break your curse, but I will not leave you, Prince Foret. I will stay with you, and I will speak to you every day. Perhaps, if you learn the truth of love, the curse will be lifted." Days turned into weeks and weeks into months, as Karma sat by the prince, speaking to him of the beauty of the world, of the kindness of the people she met, and of the importance of humility. Slowly, Foret's heart began to change. He no longer thought of himself as the most important person in the world. He began to understand that true beauty lay not in the physical, but in the way one treated others. One day, as Karma spoke to him once more, the air around them shimmered, and the curse was lifted. Foret's body returned to its human form, and his heart was filled with a deep gratitude for the woman who had shown him the way. Karma, though surprised by the transformation, smiled softly and said, "I knew that your heart was always good, Foret. You just needed to see it for yourself." Foret, no longer the vain and proud prince, knelt before her and spoke from the depths of his heart. "I have learned the lesson I needed, Karma. You have taught me that true beauty is found in the heart, and it is kindness and love that make one truly great." And so, Foret and Karma were married, and they ruled the kingdom with wisdom and compassion. Foret was no longer cursed, and he had learned to value humility over vanity, love over pride. His heart, once hardened by arrogance, was now open to the beauty of the world around him. And that, O king, is the tale of the Enchanted Prince, a story of vanity, humility, and the true nature of beauty. So, even a prince, proud and arrogant, can learn that beauty is not a thing to be admired from afar, but something that must be cultivated within, he said, his voice quiet. Yes, O king, it is easy to become blinded by outward appearances, but true beauty, the kind that lasts, is always found in the heart.
When Scheherazade heard the rooster crow, she decided to stop telling stories. Shahryar smiled and realized that Scheherazade would not tell any more. Of course, he had a new date the next night to continue enjoying the stories of his beautiful wife, Scheherazade. The king's gaze grew distant, as if he was seeing something beyond the walls of the palace. He sighed, almost imperceptibly, as though some new understanding had begun to take root within him. King Shahryar sat in silence, his face thoughtful. The tale of Prince Amir had reminded him of the power of transformation, of how even the most hardened heart could be softened by love and wisdom.